You are in the university system for a purpose. We live in a different world than the world most of our academicians and educationists lived in 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and even as close as 10 years ago. Things have changed, and until you recognize that change and make up your mind to adjust to that change and become relevant in a changing society, you will never get afloat. You'd sink in a changing world. A lot of people are behind time. They don't even know what's going on. And just because you listen to the news or CNN or read Time or Newsweek doesn't mean you're up to date. Being up to date is a completely different thing from listening to the journalists. Being up to date in life is activating your mental processes. It's using your mind. A lot of people put their minds to sleep without realizing that's what they're doing. The university can only inspire you to learn. And what you gain in a university is not true knowledge. It's not even education. As a matter of fact, what you gain is the inspiration to learn. And if you don't find that while you're in the university, you may never get it. The inspiration to search for knowledge. It awakens your mind to be able to analyze information and then use information appropriately. And that's so important in life. I know a lot of people who have made A's in class and they're failures in life. It's good to make an A in class, but if that's all you're working for, you're a loser. The real game is not in the classroom, it's outside. Number one, success is impacting the world with the investment of your personality. Now never forget this. I told you what I'm going to be sharing with you is something you would need the rest of your life. T.L. Osborne said, work on being, not on having. With what you are, you will have. Don't work on having anything. Work on being something. Invest in your personality. They change one government and get a worse one. And they don't realize what the problem really is. You cannot blame any system for your failure, because no system was designed for your personal failure. You have to determine to hold yourself responsible. You see, where we find ourselves in life is never the problem. It's what we do with the situation that matters. You're responsible for what you are today. Number two, success is influencing the world around you to think like you and aspire to your inspiration. Because you've made the right investment into your personality. You've built your personality. You've got some good thinking, some good ideas. And now you move to the second level of influencing the world around you to think like you. Motivate them to think like you. First, make a deposit in your personality, and then you can draw from that deposit. Success is in you. It's not measured by the things you have or you don't have. It's measured by your way of thinking, your thinking process. It's measured by the ideas you have, by the things you do, the words that come out of you. We'll talk about thinking in a moment. Thinking, using your mind. Because one of the principles of success is to look out for a need and think of how to meet that need. Don't say I cannot afford it. You ask, how can I afford it? It's how to make the job, to get it. Not to have a good job, be employed by someone, to buy the job, buy the company. Not to work for the company, to get it. Create work. Failures produce failures. Success produces success. There's too much responsibility for us to try to be poor. Refuse to be poor. If you will use your mind, there's so much inside. You have to have the right ideas, catch the right dream, think the right thoughts, and get ready for your world. How? Come on, build your thinking process. Come on, think big. There's no punishment for thinking big. There's no law against thinking big. God's not against thinking big. I shouldn't think about being bigger than you, but I'm going to think about me being really, really big. How many professors have had enough money to build a university? See, don't pack up in the same parking lots where your father packed up. But listen, dream big. When you get to be 60 or 70, don't retire to a rocking chair. Let all the big things that you stared up in your youth be working all around the world. Let your children grow up and inherit substance. Don't let them grow up trying to work to bail you out.